Welcome to the 11:30 update. Hillsborough County Emergency Management is closely monitoring the path and intensity of Hurricane Dorian today. Dorian is now a strong and extremely dangerous Category 5 hurricane. This last update reported sustained winds upward to 160 miles per hour, with gusts at 200 miles per hour as it impacts the Bahamas. Forecasts show it moving very slowly to the west with expected turn to the north. It's important to note that this storm has a mind of its own and has been extremely unpredictable. We urge residents to continue watching the forecast and local news and be ready for any shifts that could impact our conditions. I know it looks beautiful out there right now, sunny skies, but again, we want you to know that we are not out of the woods at this time. We're waiting for that northern turn, and this is a Category 5 hurricane that's been extremely unpredictable. Here's what we've been doing thus far. We're on our 4th day of activation. We continue to monitor the storm. We're working with the local forecasts at the National Hurricane Center of Tampa Bay. We continue to make sure that we have all appropriate supplies in place. All our planning is complete. We have all our personnel in place. We have teams and crews spread throughout the county, making preparations to ensure if we do have any impacts at this time that we're ready to go. We do not have any shelters activated at this time. We are not calling for any evacuations at this time. But what we are doing is making sure that you do understand that we are not out of the woods yet. This is an unpredictable Category 5 hurricane that's moving very slowly out there and has an opportunity to shift as needed. We want to make sure all the residents are aware and have the latest news. Make sure you go to HCFL Alert. You can sign up there and we'll be able to hit you on your app on your phone with the latest forecast and any orders when and if we have to call any orders. Again, there's nothing called at this particular time. Also, if you want to find any checklists you may need, you can go to hcflgov.net/stay safe. And you may be able to register and look up any additional information. By this time, you should have already have your emergency plans in place, know where you want to go. If we do call for an evacuation, we want you to go tens of miles, not hundreds of miles. We want you to know your flood zone. By this time, you should already have your supplies. If you haven't, make sure you're getting at least 7 days of supplies. If we do have any heavy wind impacts and if we have any power loss, we know with the past intensity of these storms, we could possibly lose power up to 7 days. So you do want to have supplies in place. So again, we want to take every precaution. We're ready here at the county. We've been working very closely with our municipal partners and all our other community partners, making sure that we're ready and able to respond at a moment's notice. Again, Hurricane Dorian has been very unpredictable and it is a Category 5 hurricane. Right now, I would like to bring up Rick Valdez. He's from Hillsborough County Parks and Recreation with some information.
Thank you. Since the schools are closed on Tuesday, the City of Tampa and Hillsborough County will provide recreation services to students and parents in need for children ages 5 to 14. Fees will be waived for the day for children that do not regularly participate in our programs. And for children already registered, it will be a normal camp day. Parents will need to complete a form at the center before dropping off their child. Parents should be advised that they will need to pack a lunch and snacks for their kids. Hillsborough County's 13 recreation centers are open from 7:30 a.m. until 6 p.m., and you can visit hcflgov.net/stay safe for location information. And I would like to now introduce Paul Dow from the City of Tampa to provide information on City of Tampa rec centers.
Thank you, Rick. Very similar with the City of Tampa. On Tuesday, September 3rd, we will have what's called a free non-school day camp. And again, this is based on things continuing to improve. I couldn't stress that more. But that would be at all 25 of our recreation centers, and it would be at no charge to for our youth from 5 years of age to 14. And as the county has stated already, lunch would need to be brought by the parent and a snack for the child at that time. We also are going to have our 9 of our pools open. Those will all be at the website for the city. 9 of those will be open starting at noon for open swim, again, with the emphasis of if everything continues to improve. So with that, we will pass that on at this time. Thank you.
I'd like to bring up Grayson Com from Hillsborough County School District.
Thank you. Hillsborough County Public Schools remains on standby to open any of our schools as shelters if that is needed. At the moment, it is not. We also remain closed for Tuesday. A little bit about our shelter preparation. We have staged food, we have staged equipment with help from our county partners in place at schools. All our administration is ready if this storm creeps just a little bit to the west and we're in a different situation. Our kitchens are fully stocked for the entire school year, and what that means is if we do have anyone come into a shelter, we would use that food first to feed them, and then all our vendors are on standby for Monday to bring in more food to add reserves if that's necessary. And if we do end up with any extra food throughout this process, we will use it. We feed tens of thousands of meals a day to students during the actual school year. So once schools would open back up, we'd use that extra food very quickly at the beginning. We want to thank Hillsborough County and the city of Tampa for opening their recreation facilities. Just to update you on the status of Tuesday, school remains closed in Hillsborough County. As the emergency management folks have said, this storm has been consistently inconsistent. And when you look at the track from midday Tuesday, which is when we would have students and teachers in school, you would be potentially having a Category 4 or 5 hurricane, even sitting potentially over the coast of Florida. There are parts of Hillsborough County that are less than 90 miles from the Atlantic Ocean. You look at Irma making an unexpected turn. You look at Charlie making an unexpected turn. We have to be ready for that here in Hillsborough County. There's also the concern of wind gusts that would be too strong and make it dangerous to operate our buses. Then you have a situation where you have students, more than 80,000 who we transport in our buses, who wouldn't be able to safely get home. So all those things working together and the unpredictability of this forecast explain why being closed Tuesday is still the smart, safe decision. That's our update from Hillsborough County Public Schools. Turn it back over to Tim Dudley.
Thank you. We'll open up for questions.
Do you have any recommendations for tomorrow, that is Labor Day, for the families that are going to be out?
Continue to monitor the news. Sign up for HCFL Alert for the for the latest updates. And we just want to reiterate that again, this has been very unpredictable. You know, you can go about your day, make your preparations. We've been going through preparations for the last couple of days, but we do urge you to be vigilant and keep an eye on the report when and if we have to make any of those emergency calls. All right, if there's no further questions, thank you.